Hi, I'm Hatsuchio on the Saurath server, and today we will be looking at how to build your Apex Arena box. We'll be looking to counter the meta box, so let's begin by talking about the meta Apex box from Season 2, which uses the 2-tank, 4-healer box. With the tanks, we have to worry about being Landius and Juggler. This meta box aims to almost always first pick one of the 2 tanks followed by a healer, whenever 2 or more healers are banned. As long as the player is first picking a tank, it means they will always have the option to run a standard team of having at least one tank, at least one healer, and the rest DPS or supports. This standard setup will not change in Season 3 or Season 4. Now, of course, you want to be building a box that normally has factions that goes well with both of your faction buffing tanks, Legends for Landius, and Origins for Juggler, as well as having a bunch of other independent units that brings their own buffs. But using one simple trick, you can greatly reduce the amount of variance that is involved in each Apex match. That one trick involves first banning a tank and building the rest of your team to counter the remaining tank that is left up. So in short, if you first ban Landius, then you're looking to pick up more single target attackers like assassins and ranged tank busters that can kill juggler teams, so you can ignore Juggler's talent. If you first ban Juggler, then you're looking to pick up more AoE based teams that can ignore Landius' Tranquility Aura. Your first ban will always be the same tank, which means you will always be facing the same tank that you didn't ban in each match. Alright, so let's take a look at some of these heroes and what they're good against. So Rachel can carry a Gospel for herself, can carry the single target attacks or AoE based attacks, which makes her good in all situations, except when facing assassins. Bozo can faction buff for himself, making him very independent. He can go single target with Sleep and Scythe, or can also bring more AoEs, so good in all situations. Same with Rachel, very versatile, but weak to assassins. So Listel actually prefers facing Juggler more than Landius because of Finger, and the heal reversal being able to kill Juggler much easier than Landius. So when you're out of options, just look for these independent units that are universally good. Now let's skip to a few units that are only good against one of the 2 tanks. So Elwyn, if you have a Sword Elwyn facing Lancer Landius, then it's good. But if you have a Sword Elwyn facing Cavalry Landius, then it's just bad. Now next, Assassins, Sherry, Zareta, Hiei, Diehard, Omega. They're very weak to Landius because of his Tranquility Aura. Any failed assassination attempts usually means you just lost a unit for free. That reduced crit rate and ranged damage adds up. You can still run these powerful assassins like Zareta against Landius. Just make sure you know her damage potential. So next, Varna drops arrows every 2 turns. Of course, better against Landius teams because Juggler teams can just ignore the AoE damage most of the time. Then we have Bernhard and Sakura, both infantry type usually, so very weak against Cavalry Landius, but both are really good against Juggler. Bernhard with his anti-heal sword dance, Sakura can reverse Juggler's healing, and does not face any type advantages facing against a Juggler that is in his Hydra form. So I do not have Sholfanio here, but she will be really good against Landius and really bad against Juggler because of her spammable AoEs. In those AoE based teams, you aim to just pick up Sholfanio and Bozo, then ban most of your opponent's healers, then win from the massive and continuous AoE damage output. Alright, so remind everyone again, first ban a tank, then build your box to counter the tank you force your opponent to pick up. There may be many ways to build the tanks and pick teams, such as those that play rush teams without picking a tank, but this strategy is what works for me. That's all. If you want to see more PvP related content, then check out my other Apex review videos on this channel. See you next time.